about in his underpants. The old woman sat there reading a book.
Yeah.
And that's what got me thinking about my life.
Do you think she ever
Are
goes...
you sure she's not dead? Every time you look down there, she's just flicking through it. She's just reading this book. The pages never turn. She never seems to finish it. She never moves from her chair.
Are you sure the Chinese
Her
girl's
cats
going...
are dead around her.
I'm going into next door again. That little round-headed
the
fella's
smell.
looking in. He's looking in at me. The bouncer goes, "Don't worry, love, I'll go and beat him up." But he's always
true.
getting ready.
That's true.
They see you staring at and washing up, going, "I could have feet here," and they get scared. The woman's dead. Oh,
Carl,
dear.
can you tell us roughly which neighbourhood you live in, so that we know?
It's central.
Central, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine if that little... Was he a Chinese fella, did you say?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was listening now. I'd love him to call in and explain his actions.
Well, he might be on some other radio station talking about a lad who's always washing up and looking at his hands in a mysterious way.
Yeah.
But do we have this doctor that would go, "Well, all right, Carl, you can either leave them as stumps, or I've got every little pair of feet." Why? I mean, I told Jane this, and Jane went, "Is that the only choice? Could you say, could I have some dead man's hands? Have you got any? Where do you get the feet from? Where do you get the feet from? Can I have? What would you rather have then? Human feet or monkey paws?"
Well, I mean, that wasn't an option last night. That if the doctors said...
No, it
this
wasn't
is-
an option last night, but don't forget, it's in your head, Carl. This didn't happen.
No, but I'm just saying, at the time, that's all the doctor had to offer.
But you know, it's your head, you can go anywhere. No, it wasn't a real doctor to offer. It's in your head, you can go anywhere. You're not trapped.
Yeah, but if you can do anything, then you'd say, "We'll sort us out some other hands."
Fair point. That's fair record.
Hello. You're listening to the best of, basically, Carl Pilkington.
Right, you ready then? So, just in case you haven't heard it before, I'll give you some initials of a band or an artist.
We're not doing Rockbusters now, are we?
Yeah, I thought, well, we've just...
Oh, no, we keep that going. Then we got. Well, I love educating Ricky. That's my favourite thing now.
Well, what do you want to do, Steve? I mean,
Let's do the clues.
It's just like he's sort of bigged up the prizes.
And so
people
this is
will
only by email. Give the email address out now for people to write it down now, Carl.
Right, it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Only entries on email.
Yeah.
You're going to get 3 clues. You've got to get them all right.
And you win all the
You
stuff.
win all those prizes we just said. Okay, Carl, go on then.
Right, and just a quick example, one of the first ones we did, it was like AK, and the clue was exploding pet,
Yeah.
and it was atomic kitten,
Kitten,
right?
yeah.
So you understand how it works now. These are your clues. The first one, that army has got some nice trenches.
That army has got some nice trenches. Excellent.
And the initials there are DW.
Do you write some of the questions for 15 to 1?
Go on.
So that army has got some
similar
nice
phrasing.
trenches, okay.
Okay.
The second one,
What were the initials there, Carl, on that person?
DW.
DW.
Yeah. Right, the second one, the top of them curtains are all wrecked. All the materials all worn.
He acts it out, though. We've got to get him on telly. We have got to get him on telly, because his little face and his gestures...
That's the second one, the initials being HV, okay? The top of those curtains are wrecked. All the materials all worn out. Right, HV. And the final one, here's the final clue. I was in Texas the other week, right? I tripped and landed on my knees in a puddle.
What's the initials?
WH for that one. So I was in Texas, I tripped up, landed on my knees in a puddle. So that's WH.
Incredible.
I've got it!
Is it great?
It's fantastic! It doesn't work.
Okay, tell me during the record, Do you remember you're playing for these compilation albums? We got the Fatboy Slim DVD, Linda Green on VHS, and of course, Executive Decision, starring Kurt Russell as well.
Okay, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant. We're not actually here. It's the best of. Okay, what's the next one? What's the educating
Well,
Ricky?
I don't know. See, like I say, I was looking around and there's stuff that is interesting. Right, I was looking on the web.
But there's no point.
Well, it's just that I found one about...
What's the point?
About a lad who 8 years old, but he's still breastfed. Now, I don't know if you can get anything out of that.
Is that what his mum said?
So,
What do you mean? I don't know if I can get anything out of that. You don't need to.
No, it's just that. You know,
Where did you read that?
that was on the internet.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're always unspecific when you mention it. It's just it was on the internet.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I put in. I think I put in Y to see if I'd confuse a computer. And then-
Carl, you are.
No, I did,
No, honestly.
I did a search, put in why, and it came up with funny things that, like, why is this person doing that? Why is that? And it had a picture of this 8-year-old lad, sort of, you know, on his mum's nipple, and it was saying, you know, is this healthy?
You sure that wasn't asking you that question?
What? I put in Y just to confuse the computer. Like, people go, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
What,
yeah. Last week, I was walking home with him, and I went, he was saying something stupid, and I went, I've got a competition for next week. Let's do a phone-in, and it's called Carl Pilkington, Genius or Fool.
Yeah.
Right? And he went, no. I went, why not? He went, well, it'd be confusing because they say there's no difference between genius and being a fool.
You do though, don't you?
No, but it's rubbish, and people say there's a fine line between madness and genius, and you know, it's a ridiculous soundbite. They don't say there's a fine line between a genius and an idiot.
Well, the people who do are idiots.
Yeah.
So what would you do there, though, just to sort of wrap that little thing up? What would you do? That lad loves his mum's milk.
What are you asking me to come up with?
No, I'm
A
just...
title for the story?
No. It's just what would you do? Right.
What do you mean, what would I do?
Well, it's causing a bit of a problem in the area. Right.
What area?
In America, I think it was.
Oh, America are a problem, are they? George Bush is worried about this kid who's breastfeeding at 8.
Imagine it like this, right?
Right. No, so, Carl, what are you asking me? About this spurious story you saw on the
I
internet?
saw on the internet, there's
Yeah.
an 8-year-old lad, he likes his mum's milk,
Yeah.
and it's saying, is this right? Should it
No,
be
it's
going
not.
on?
But what
What do you want Ricky to do about it? It's not his responsibility.
yeah.
No, but the little town that he lives in, they're all
Yeah.
causing an uproar, right? Going, this isn't right, you know,
No.
I can't let my kid play out in case he's in the garden with his mum getting a bit hungry, right? So,
Oh, God.
what should they do? Because his mum's saying, well, he likes it,
Yeah.
and he, you know, what do you do?
I don't know the laws.
No, but I'm not asking you to sort out the laws. I'm just saying, if you lived in that neighbourhood, what
Yeah.
would you say? If you went up to him and said, look, everyone's getting a bit fed up with this, look.
I'd say, what would I do? What do you mean, what would I do? what are you asking me?
Right, it doesn't matter.
No, what are you asking me? What are you asking me and Steve and the
I'm
public?
just saying, say if you live next door to this woman,
Yeah.
right? The kid's hungry, 8 years old, he's out playing on his bike, and he goes, Mum, I'm getting a bit peckish, and he goes, all right, son. She whops one out, and he starts having his milk, right? You live next door, you're putting your washing out, and you see this going on. You're getting a bit sick of it, because it's gone on for months.
8 years, I
Why
assume.
is it your business? Why
because
are you such a nosy neighbour that you're concerned?
What would you do, Carl? Let's turn it back on him.
Yeah.
What would you do?
What's your solution?
What would you do?
Well, I thought I'd say, right, why are you doing this? And she'd say, because he likes it. And I go, all right then, put it in a bowl first.
And you think that would sort that out?
No, because I was thinking about the whole thing, right? And you do that when you're a baby, and everything's all right, innit?
Yeah.
No one bats an eyelid at
Sure.
a little baby having a bit of milk from its mum's breast, right?
Yeah.
You'd almost say it was natural.
But you grow out of it. It's like you don't see. It got me thinking about things you don't see, and you don't see.
Did you put this into a computer? Show me things you don't see.
What else
No,
don't you see?
well, you don't see like an old man having a Twix. You never.
Oh!
So what?
You know the terrible thing about all this, Steve, is he's right.
You don't see
No,
old man
I
eating
know
Twix.
that's a terrible thing.
So what they have got, right? They've made old man toffees, haven't they? They've come up with Werther's.
Is that a song? Oh God! You don't see it.
So they've got their Werther's, right?
Yeah.
So,
Look at it him. You think
Forget
he's
it.
giving a lecture at Oxford?
It's not going anywhere.
No,
yeah?
go on, sorry. Go on.
I'm
What?
just saying,
Right.
you grow out of things.
Yeah.
And the old man, I'm sure when he was a kid, he'd have a Twix.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't look right, so he's having...
It doesn't look right.
So...
Right.
I don't think Werther's originals were specially designed for old people. I think they were sweets that just happened to have been made for years. That's why old people eat them.
Yeah.
They didn't go, hang on, there's a market here. I've noticed old people aren't eating Twixes. Quick, let's make some old man sweets.
But the little advert, he gives it to his grandson as well, doesn't he? He goes, have a Werther's original.
I think it cuts though before he throws it back in his face and goes, get me a Twix.
Did you see the stylish? You've been voting in all week, sending your emails. So here's the clips that you wanted. You've got a real problem with Rick Wallow, haven't you?
I just,
And
he
probably
turns my stomach.
I know, but don't...
Because he's arrogant as well, though.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
To explain to people that...
No,
you
he
know,
is a bit
it's
arrogant.
It's his whole thing, that it's the whole package, so to speak, that you don't
Well, there's
like.
another thing in this quote, because
It's
he's
not just the fact that he eats too much.
he tried apparently to lose some weight, and he said the first month I lost 11 pounds, the next I lost a stone, but in the third my body did somersaults and I put on 9 pounds. I had a slip up. I can't say when, why, or how, but it just sneaked up on me.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Don't believe it just sneaked up on
That
him.
body's never done a somersault
No.
in its life.
No, it just sneaked up on him.
me, yeah.
It was the cakes again.
Yeah.
It was the same old cakes as before. It was exactly the same problem.
Sleep eating.
Yeah.
It's called.
It was the KFC bucket again. It was the
Oh,
family-sized
dear.
KFC bucket for breakfast.
Dear. Poor man. The other thing is that I think that's a very good shock tactic for a doctor to tell a 20-something, well, to be honest, you've got 20 years to live.
Yeah.
That's not... You know,
Doesn't mean anything
when
when
I
you're
was 20, the thought of dying at 40 was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't want to live to 40. I
Yeah.
just thought, oh, what can you do when you're 40?
Yeah.
Just laying around doing nothing.
Eating cheese. And then you got there and you discovered...
No, but someone sent me...
dream came true.
Sophie here sent me something, and she said, I realise you're not Graham Norton, but I had to send you this. And she sent me the top of a little cream cheesy thing, and it's the brand name is Gervais.
Oh, God, that is... Have you been... They've named a cheese after you.
I think it's a big French company, and this is from the Czech Republic. It's all over Europe, and so
That would be a dream come true, wouldn't it, if they named a cheese after you?
No, I think it's probably, you know, ancestors, and so cheese is in my blood.
Sure. Quite literally is, yeah. Another heavy Friday night, was it?
It comes out of pores like those Play-Doh things. I can squeeze out different shapes.
Jay, bring the Stilton in. It's Friday night. Oh,
This
man,
isn't
nice.
fried.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we can't really have a go at Rick Wallow. I eat too much, but
But you're not big.
exercise.
I mean, one of the other contestants on the Fat Club, Celebrity
yeah,
Fat Club,
isn't
is another one is Jono Coleman.
Oh, we love John.
Now, Jono, I don't know, you know Jono, he's that guy who does, he used to be on TV, and I think he does a breakfast show on a rival station, doesn't he?
He's happy, isn't he?
He's so true, and he's a really nice bloke, Jono,
It's
but...
funny because he does a breakfast show on Heart, which is wrecking his own. There's a bit of irony.
I love Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love you.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's good.
But we've met Jono a couple of times. We saw him at a couple of, not wishing to say not to show off, but a couple of awards dues.
Yeah, like that's showing off.
but
Like
they-
people would have seen dead there.
Well, yeah, but we we went to one where everyone was in like tuxedos or suits and ties. Not Jono. Jono was wearing a pair of Bermuda shorts,
Big Bermuda
and a
shorts,
Hawaiian
knee-length Bermuda
shirt.
shorts with just these little...
But I saw him again another
feet.
time, and he had shorts on at
Yeah.
a similar event, and I've seen him since in the street, and he's all. I don't think. I'm wondering if he can wear trousers. I don't think he can actually wear trousers. I don't know if there's a medical reason for that, whether he's just, his
No,
legs are too fat.
I think the material is a waste of money. I think it's just
Yeah.
that you can get shorts that big and they're comfortable, and you know, I mean, to be quite honest, I don't want to squeeze into a tuxedo anyway. So if you can go, I'd love to turn up those things in Bermuda shorts.
Well, of course.
Flip flops.
But do you think he started off by wearing, maybe he just had the upper half was a tuxedo with the tie
And then the
everything,
shorts for
and the shorts
comfort.
underneath, and he would just have to come in, kind of sneak behind, you know, a sideboard.
Potted plants.
Or a potted plant, or his kids, bring his kids ahead of him.
Yeah.
You know,
And they
you're
just
wearing
go,
trousers, aren't you? You're wearing
Of
trousers.
course I am, yeah.
In you go.
Kids move a bit. Well, no, just...
Exactly.
Of course I'm wearing trousers. Why
Of
would
course
I?
I'm wearing
And then you
trousers.
just thought, oh, this isn't fooling anyone.
So now I'm going to make a wacky effort to sort of, you know...
The next
excuse
zone
it.
is, I've heard he's going in a grass skirt and a garland around his, and he's going to come in limboing.
But you did ask if you could go to the BAFTAs in a dressing gown, didn't you?
Just for ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, right, is this talking about diets and stuff, right?
Go on.
They've come up with a drug that they tested it out on a mouse, right? They said, it's a problem that weight is a big issue in the world, and, a lot of people are depressed, and that, probably like Rick Waller.
Well, I'm depressed looking at Rick Waller.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, you could sort out Rick by, Jono is an old man, he's got loads of money.
He's not old.
No, but he's getting on a bit, right?
He's about
No, but
my
hang on a
age.
minute. What I mean is he does his own shopping, right? So I bet it's
Sorry.
hard,
What do you mean?
because he's like, how old is he? 35. Right, he's got loads of money, he does his own shopping, so when he goes to the supermarket and he passes, the sponge cake section, it must be tough when you've got loads of money to burn that you go, just one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Look, so just sorry, we're getting close to libel here, I think.
No, but I'm saying how it is, because I've tried, losing a little bit of weight.
Have you?
And it is difficult when you're in Waitrose and you see a little chocolate muffin and you think, well, one more and I'll do without...
Do you like a little chocolate muffin now and again?
Yeah, right.
Is that your favourite thing?
So the thing
a chocolate
is,
and
Let him
muffin?
finish his point.
So the thing is, right, now with Rick, he lives at home with his mum, so why doesn't his mum just say, I'm going to buy less this week, and if you eat it all, you're not getting any more?
Yeah.
That's sort that
Does
out.
he live with his mum?
Sharp shot.
I bet he does. I bet he does. 'Cause
So you don't actually know if this is true or not.
No, but anyway, right, so this drug they've come up with...
They've tested this on mice, haven't they?
They've tested
No, I'm worried if they haven't tested it on mice.
Thank God for that.
It's definitely been tested on mice.
Definitely.
They fed a mouse a load of cake,
Yeah.
right? And it went a little bit chubby, and he said, right, stop a minute. And then they gave it this drug that makes you lose weight.
Yeah.
And its weight went down, but the only bad side effect was its eyes were popping out.
Well, that seems to be fine then. Let's give it to Jono. There doesn't seem to be any problem.
Oh, yeah, Rick should get some of that.
Yeah, Struth, Doc, look at these. Oh, Jesus, Jono, your eyes are popping out. That happened to the mice. Sorry? That happened to the mice.
But what
do you mean?
That's the option. It's
What do you mean that's the option?
So I love the fact that your choice is either be like a fat, happy man who has the odd sponge cake, or a stick man with eyes on stalks. I mean, Steve's chosen that.
All right, calm down.
Oh,
I
sorry,
thought we were
mate.
slagging off Rick Waller and
Sorry,
fat
mate.
people.
Sorry,
Let's
mate.
have a go at the fat people before we start on me, really.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I
Do you
forgot.
know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah.
Because I got some issues, body issues.
I
you
know.
But I mean, Rick Waller's grotesque,
Yeah, sorry about
I'm
that.
just a little bit weird. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, should we play a song? And
Well, I'm
sort
just a little bit offended.
Alright, XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington, not here. It's the best of. You've been voting in all week, sending your emails. So here's the clips that you wanted.
So let's take us back a few steps, Carl. What's the story?
Right, so I did some research, right?
Let's just recap again. There was a guy you read about who had his head chopped off. He was guillotined.
Yeah.
He had said to the people around him,
Count my
I am going
blinks.
to blink once I've had my head cut off to
So
show
the
that
brain
life,
can still...
or the brain
Yeah.
can continue to work after,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
death. Okay, so yeah, we queried that.
So you weren't having any of it?
Well, no, possibly for a few seconds till the oxygen stops being fed to the cells because the blood has drained away. But, nothing spectacular. So
Right,
go on.
well, along the similar sort of lines, right? This is quite a few years ago. This fella sort of upset the royal family doing something, right? So they said that this isn't good.
Wasn't Ben Elton at that Jubilee thing, was
I
it?
can't remember what it was, and they said, right,
That was terrible.
we're gonna cut your head off. You gotta show people that you can't be doing what you've been doing.
What was it, the 1970s? When you said a couple of years ago, you mean maybe sort of...
Was it the olden days when the
Ages
phones weren't very good?
Ages ago.
Yeah.
Ages ago, sure.
So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Very philosophical.
Yeah, imagine that when he was near
Cut your head off.
This
Yeah,
was
fair enough.
literally ages ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go
Simon
on.
Sharma's History of Britain.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
and even before that, which is yonks before, when it was all mental and different. Sorry, Carl, go on.
So he's having his head cut off, and he's resigned to
it's
it.
the day before. He's kind of got it into his head now that I'm not going to have my head much longer.
Sure.
So he said, let's make use of this.
Yeah.
He said, I wonder how long the body can stay alive without the head on it, right? So they were like, I don't know. So
Who were?
so
The jailers?
whoever he was asking.
These jailers with one eye.
Yeah.
Get up.
So he said,
No, wait a minute, I've got an interesting scientific experiment, jailer. Well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
What is it?
So he said, what I want to do, right? He said, surely it's my last right. I'm going to be dead tomorrow.
Sure.
So let's
He
do a
didn't draw
test.
it out this long, did he?
Yeah, he said, let's test this out. He said, do us a favour.
he said, you know, it's my last day. What I want you to do is, you're going to cut my head off. Let's put a white line on the floor.
Right.
And see if, you know, because there's no point asking how far he can sort of walk without an head if there isn't a line, because you don't know what to count. Do you know what I mean? If it's just, if he loses his head and he's running around all over the place, you can't really count
That's
that.
not impressive enough, yeah.
So they said, let's make a white line.
Sure.
Yeah. Who said this? He did or they did?
I think they started to join in with him and saying, well, let's make this a... you know.
Sure. You guess it. Go on.
So,
They got Norris McWhirr down. The Guinness people.
Oh, yeah.
so they said, let's get this white line.
Yeah.
And,
Dedication's all he needs.
we'll do this tomorrow. He said, all right, then I'll see you in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning. Night, night, sleep tight. Bye-bye.
I love the fact that Carl knows exactly what was said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. He doesn't know the story or what order it's in or when
But
it
he
was.
knows exactly what
or
was
he
said.
said what, but he knows the interviews. All right then, see you in the morning. Bye, little kissy, kissy, kissy. Oh, I'm not like that. Oh, you joker.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah. Anyway,
So he gets up.
do you want a paper tomorrow? No, I'm all right. Go on.
He gets up and they say, right, you know, today's the day and that. And he said, well, you know, I've got used to the idea. So here's a white line for you.
Used to the idea. Go on.
So they go, right, you ready then? And he said, I go on. And they cut his head off. And the body walked 32 steps without a head.
Wow.
32 steps.
Incredible.
And that's the lesson, really.
Did it get as far as it walked along the white line, did it?
Yeah, he stayed along the white line, did 32 steps, and then started to stumble a bit, and it just fell over.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a test that your body can still keep alive for a little bit
Yeah.
when you've lost your head.
Absolute twaddle. Absolute twaddle.
What do you reckon you can do then without an head? How many steps?
Nothing.
There'd be muscular spasm, right?
It would twitch a bit.
It would, yeah. You could not distinctly take 32 steps. The body could... Well, don't...
Yeah.
It's the doctor still on the line.
Yeah.
The fellow that bought 6 parrots.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could have got 32 steps.
Right, so
A
you don't
beheaded
believe
man
that?
doing a bit of line dancing.
Right, you don't believe that? For something that you do believe that a cockroach can live a week without an head.
It can. Slightly different kettle of fish there.
Why?
Wow, insect to human is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that
well,
difference.
There's not that much difference in
Well, of
some
course there
insects. Do you know that a snake has a heart and lungs and kidneys and stuff?
Go on.
No, well, I'm just saying.
So?
You're making out as if like they're a totally different, like,
Species. I am making out. I mean, call me old-fashioned.
Do you know what you're talking about? I don't want you embarrassing yourself. Right?
Yeah, I am suggesting they're totally different beings. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Now, Carl, the cockroach is a very different thing. The interesting there is that it lives without its head, because a lot of it's on. There's some of them are phototropic, chemotropic. Some of them just literally have irritation and muscle memory. I mean, they do have a central nervous system, but it's very different. So if you lose the head, it bypasses a lot of that anyway. All this is run around. The reason it dies is because it can't take on water. But it's very different to a man, right, having consciousness and then losing that, and the body's still going, no, I think I remember what I was going to do here.
Yeah, so
I'm going
call
to
that
carefully
along the
walk
white line.
32 steps along this white line. I'm actually just looking down going, oh, missed a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe the head was in the corner going, left,
Yeah.
left, yeah, left. Oh, he's now...
Well, let's just put it out. I mean, if anyone listening has maybe had a relative beheaded, maybe in a horrendous car accident, where they got up, maybe they went for a walk, they had a little chat.
Oh,
they passed
dear,
on.
Carl.
Get in touch. You know,
Oh, Carl, you are my favourite being. You are my favourite species.
Now, you, Carl, may not be particularly different genetically from a cockroach. You are,
Why can
generally
cockroaches
speaking.
do that? Why whoever made them went...
Let's play a record.
Do you know when I told him this fact, I send him little facts on text messages just to inflame his, interest. I just sent him a cockroach can live 9 days without its head. He texted back, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
What's the point of
They're
that?
not doing experiments, these cockroaches.
It's a boring last week to have.
And he went, and on top of all that, you're thirsty. So it's the worst week of your life, isn't it? That week without your head. XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant. Hello. You're listening to the best of, basically, Carl Pilkington. Carl's all flustered because there isn't a record set up, but he's getting all tizzy. He's been more worried about his competitions and sorting out putting records on ready. What?
I'm after Steve's Song for a Lover.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you carry on with your educating Ricky section? I'll have a look on the CD.
We'll keep it going, Steve.
Yeah, you
Cover it.
keep it
Go on.
flip.
Go on then, right, okay. We've had a few emails. Anyone got it right, Carl? Anyone got it?
Educating Ricky, that's the final one. We've got to get that out of the way.
We've got to get Rockbusters as well, though.
We can do that at the end. We can
Go on then.
But we've only got 5 minutes left.
Come on, just do Educating Ricky.
Right.
God.
The last one that we haven't done
Right.
is he's a bit of a nuisance.
Go on then.
Again, not really that interesting.
Thanks.
No, again, I spoke to you in the week, and he had much better things, like when I tell you about Brian Blessed climbing Everest, and for some reason it made him, it played havoc with his belly, and he followed through, and he had to clean up.
Shut himself.
Yeah, using ice and snow.
Why are you telling me that Brian Blessed... in what way is telling me that Brian Blessed shit himself once in any way educational?
Because I was saying how he was climbing Everest, right?
Right.
I give it to him, he's an actor and that, but he gave that a go.
Yeah.
Right? It played...
What's the point of that, you'd say, wouldn't you?
You'd say, God, he's you know... He's
Oh,
good.
so he's alright. Me doing a boxing match for no reason is rubbish, but him climbing Everest and shitting himself
Yeah, he did
is,
that.
is commendable.
Right, and he's only going to, like, go and do it again. He's going to climb it again.
Yeah, but he might not shit himself this time.
What's the point in going? Nothing's changed up there.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
What's it been?
Well, it has. They've probably cleared it up by now. Right, but it's slip on it.
I can't even be
Go-
bothered telling you this one, because...
Come on,
be
just
honest-
do it. Or do it now.
Steve, how we doing?
Look, no, never mind that. Look, just tell me what that means. Oh, he's a nuisance. Oh, this is so annoying, Carl. I'm gonna go mental.
Right,
talk.
Right, listen, I'm just putting
Right.
this in here, right? Right, nuisance is a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
the old fella who used to hang people...
1800s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to be able to tell somebody's weight just by looking at them. Right? That's a bit of a bonus fact.
We'll be the judge of that.
The thing that I wanted to tell you
Yeah.
is money for old rope. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't even be bothered.
Yes, you're gonna tell me now. Come on, Carl. I mean it.
Basically, money for old rope
Yeah.
came from the right.
What was all that about? He can tell someone's weight. What was
The
that
bonus
for?
fact.
And Brian Blessed shitting himself. What are you... What? No, Dave! No, tell me that now. You nearly made me swear then. I'm getting really annoyed. I'm getting really annoyed now. Tell me this fact, Carl, or I'm gonna go mental.
Come on, Carl, I'm trying to know.
Not that people years ago, when people used to be hung, right?
Right.
If you didn't like the person who's been hung, you'd go, God, I really don't like him, and so you never forget the
Because
time.
even
when
if they're being hung, we take that as read.
Yeah. So they never forget afterwards to get the hangman to get the rope and to cut it up into little pieces, and he'd sell them. He'd sell the little pieces of rope to people. and
See,
he'd go,
Carl, that's the most interesting thing, if it's true, that you've come up with.
Right, okay. And so so they sell the rope,
they sell the rope, and it's money for old rope.
money for old rope.
Meaning, like, you know, God, it's easy to make money. All they have to do is cut it up and sell it.
I'm cynical.
I'm not so convinced
Listen, we're really tight. We haven't even got time for a last track. We've got an ad break, and we've got to give out.
Okay, give the answers then. This is
Right.
ridiculous.
So, Steve,
on.
do you want to pick a winner?
I've got a winner when you give us the answers.
Okay, so the first clue was that army has got some well nice trenches.
Yeah.
That was DW,
Who's that?
Dandy Warhols.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
All right.
That's good, yeah.
The second one, the top of them curtains are wrecked, all
Yeah.
the material is worn.
Yeah.
HV, that's Holly Valance.
Oh, he got a phone call for a woman saying I haven't heard it, and he was talking to her off air, and she went, what is it? Someone says, them curtains. She went, all right. He said, you know the thing around the top of the curtain is a palmet, not a valance, and he went, cut her off.
Yeah, but my auntie's always making balances on everything. I'll tell you about that next week. Right?
I'm looking forward to that. Right.
Is this the one that farted for 5 minutes?
Yeah, the very same.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll talk about that. I was in Texas, I tripped up, I landed on my knees in a puddle, WH,
Yeah.
Wetney, Houston. Right.
Wetney Houston.
Yeah. So,
You're a maniac.
So, who's a winner?
We've got Pete, Catherine and Laura in Newcastle upon Tyne. They're listening online, I assume, and they're
on
going
Sky
to
Digital.
There's great pictures. And remember, they got loads of stuff. They got the DVD here. They got Linda Green. Got Stone Roses. They got another compilation and executive decision.
What did you read about Brian Blessed? Is it actually true, or have you lied with
No,
someone else?
it was an interview with him in it.
And what did he say? Come on, what did he say?
He said I climbed Everest and I played Have It With Me belly. Let's talk about it next week with